a list of athletes that are just different. Cheat codes, they're great, but it's a different kind of great. It's different. They're over here. Everybody's over here. They're over there. Luka, one of those athletes. Luka Doncic, who just signed for $207 million.
Million.
Now, he's able to sign that extension for 207 as opposed to 170 something because there's certain qualifiers. Make an all-NBA team, be an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. We know that's not for Luka, but he got 2 all-NBA selections in his first, 3 seasons in the league. So now that makes him eligible for the $207 million extension. And he's just different. The numbers are ridiculous. It's an eye test thing that I think has everybody confused because when you look at him,
right,
he looks like me.
He's just tall.
Looks like a white plop.
He's
like
just tall.
Crazy.
Yeah. No muscle tone.
No muscle.
He doesn't have a six-pack
When
or
you
anything.
see him in person, he's bigger, he's taller, but he's just another guy. You don't look at him and go, wow, that is a world-class professional athlete.
Like he's a villain in the Bourne movies.
He looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3.
Or Philip Seymour Hoffman with in the Ben Stiller movie.
In Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly. Rain Man!
It's a great pickup basketball scene.
He's like I said, he's tall, he's 6'7", but like if you look at a photo of him, he doesn't have ripped biceps and shoulders, no abs, no nothing. He's
We were joking last week saying the Luka 77 diet is just beige food and cigarettes. That's his version of TB12. But what I think is amazing,
unfiltered.
What is amazing is that people don't understand. Mark Cuban, Jason Kidd, Mavericks executives, they went to Slovenia and they presented this contract to Luka and he signed the deal. And people are thinking, why would they do that? Why would they fly all over? Name me one other business where you would invest $200 million into your future and you would not go and see that through.
Right.
What other business in the world? We're going to buy this office building downtown Dallas. We're going to transform the district. It's going to have retail and living. Here's a check for 207. 5 years from now, I'm going to come down and visit my building. Right. No, you're going to go see that investment through. So the fact they got on the plane, they went over there, I don't think it's that big a deal. I would think it would be weirder if they didn't.
Well, also, Ben,
cutting checks for $200 million and throwing them halfway around the world and just going about listening to Del Tufo's Shark Tank pitches. Like, it's just a weird life for Mark Cuban.
Well, plus, guys, I'm sure the Mavs remember the DeAndre Jordan situation where Blake Griffin put the chair on the door so no one could get in. So maybe Cuban's like...
You mean the emoji battle of the summer of 15 or whatever that was?
So...
Paul Pierce. I think Paul Pierce, if memory serves, didn't actually use the emojis. He took a screen grab of emojis and used that. Paul Pierce and technology, as we know,
not great.
Not always a perfect marriage.
Not always a good marriage.
Is my IG live on? What?
I mean, I would say this is a bargain for Luka, right? $207 million.
Well, you just get it off the table and you get the conversation. I mean, moving now towards who are they going to surround him with? Who's he going to play with?
Well, they re-signed my buddy Boban, so there's one guy he's going to play with.
Told you, one of the most memorable nights I ever had was here in Los Angeles at Staples Center, Serbian Appreciation Night. They scheduled it a little bit later on in the season after the Clippers acquired Boban Marjanovic and Milos Teodosic, and it happened to be on the same night as Japanese Appreciation Night. So two cultures being celebrated at Staples Center, a night when they played the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. So you had Greek fans there. You had the Greek fans, Japanese fans, Serbian fans. I dressed up like a hot dog. It was a very special night at Staples. But I don't think Boban's going to get it done. I know he's already thinking about John Wick 4. I saw him cover a surfing competition once for the Players Tribune. I don't know if Boban's going to be the ticket to get Luka over the hump in Dallas.
No, it's kind of the same thing like LeBron, right? He needs shooters around him. This guy's such a dynamic playmaker. He can get his shot anytime he wants, but he also can set everyone else up, better than most in the NBA. So he needs guys who can put the ball in the bucket. They kept Tim Hardaway Jr. I think that was kind of a big signing. He had himself a nice season shooting from outside. But they need more. They need more of those types of guys.
Is Luka the type of player that other players around the league who are in a tough situation, they might say to themselves, you know what, I want to go and play with that guy? What kind of guy do you have to be to see Luka doing his thing in Dallas and say, hey, I want to go and be a part of that.
Does he need to win an MVP first?
I don't think he's going to have tremendous team success for the next 2 years. As long as they got the unicorn and Porzingis there, I don't think it's going to work out. You can't count on him during the playoffs. Missed 100 games his time in New York. First 4 years, played 1 game in the month of April. You got to be available and reliable to run alongside Luka. To Luka's credit, he's been rather healthy for the most part of these 3 years. He's played, had a couple little things here and there, but nothing catastrophic. And if I'm a Bradley Beal, do I say I want to run alongside Luka in Dallas?
That would be pretty fun, right?
That's a shooter that would pair nicely with Luka.
It's a guy who can get his own bucket.
He's on the clock, though. Dallas is on the clock now to surround him with pieces. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a nice piece, but he's not Chris Middleton. He's a notch below. I often say if you made $18 million in any industry, if you were a real estate agent and you made $18 million a year, you'd be the toast of the real estate business. You'd be on the cover of real estate magazines. You'd be speaking at a convention center filled with real estate agents.
I'd be on $1 Million Listing
instead of
Josh Altman.
You'd be the guy.
In the NBA, you're Tim Hardaway Jr. Just Tim Hardaway Jr. He's fine. He's a fine player.
Fine player.
Once a Nick, always a Nick. I like to bet on the sons of NBA players.
He can get you 25 and if you need it, but he's more of an 18-a-night guy. Good shooter, 3-pointers.
So it's a huge deal for the Mavericks. All in on Luka, all in on Jason Kidd. It's a great combination right there in theory. And we'll see.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.